Alright, so let's see, last time we made it to Dry Bone, and we're helping out the Scions of the Seventh Dawn, trying to find out what's going on with some missing people. And our next task was to head slightly up north here to check with the child to see what's going on with this Sister Orson. Get on our way here. And we are doing the story without skipping, as well as crafters and gatherers, and that includes fishing and checking out their stories as well. We've gotten our gatherers and crafters up to at least level 15 now to keep pace with the story, and we'll see how that works out. We get leveled up some more. Another 5 to 10 levels, maybe we'll 5 to 10 levels of the story. We'll go ahead and get those crafters and gatherers caught up again at that time. In case we want to ride a Chocobo here next time. Please help! Sister Orson went out all on her own and hasn't come back. She always reads to me right here about Thal and the Order and the other side. I told her I lost my shiny thing and she went looking for it. But what if the monsters outside heard her? Please find her. Okay, let's see. And our intuition, based on our mini-map here, tells us that we should go out this way to find her. You are the one from church. Thank goodness you arrived when you did. It seems my gratitude is yours yet again. You spoke with the child? Yes, well, I was able to find his lost trinket. It is a ring given him by his mother before she passed. I will see it safely back to him. Alright, so we can report back to Isambard here, it looks like. And we're more than 10 levels above these, so they will not give us any trouble, will they? Let's see, we don't have anything on our hunt log because we haven't been doing it. And that's probably the next tier, maybe. Sister Orson was attacked outside the Golden Bazaar? Gods forfend. I will secure a room at the inn for her should she require any rest. Searching for the mementos of orphans, and risking her own well-being in the doing, no less? Certainly not the dastardly deeds Thancred would have us believe. And we don't need any more gear here. Amalja wrong places. I am well glad I reserved that inn room for Sister Orson. It seems she received greater injuries from her attackers than she initially let on. Thankfully, she is expected to make a full recovery. But now, on to the matter at hand. Thancred came looking for you once more. He left word that he will be waiting at the Amalja encampment to the southeast. I pray the two of you are able to uncover some evidence regarding these disappearances. Okay, well, let's make our way to said encampment. There he is. Ah, there you are, Anne. So good of you to come. Indeed, I've heard all about good Sister Orson. Isambard said her wounds were serious. It would seem my suspicions about the poor Rose were misplaced. But, false though they were, perhaps my suspicions were not entirely without merit. Whilst following Sister Orson near the Golden Bazaar, a band of Amalja caught my eye. I tracked them as far as this encampment, but, well, let us say that I would much prefer to keep my distance and remain here. This, of course, brings me to why I requested you, dear Anne. Would you be so kind as to take a look inside? What kind of scion are you? Come on. Well, I'm an over-leveled scion, so I guess it makes it easier since these guys will not attack us since we're so high-leveled here. Oh, okay. And here we go. A queer leaflet. And if you're just now joining us, we're going through the main story of Final Fantasy XIV here. Without skipping things, we're also doing crafting and gathering. We're doing the stories for those. They're all leveled up now to at least level 15. And we probably won't be touching them for a little bit because I think we've got some story to get through here now. And as you can see, our adventurer is quite over-leveled right now. Well, did anything tickle your fancy? This queer leaflet got my attention, didn't it? This leaflet. See the wealth of Nald to the hands of your children. It looks to be some sort of assembly to provide the poor with work. The lettering, though, atrocious, is it not? And these bits about Nald Thal seem somewhat less than studied. I find it hard to believe one among the order penned this. Pray, take this to the inn at Camp Drybone. Let us see what Sister Orson makes of it. Sounds like a good idea. And I am also streaming on, let's see, Twitch, Facebook, YouTube, Trovo and D-Live. We've tried Africa here for a few weeks, and it doesn't seem to be terribly reliable from this end, at least while we're multi-streaming. So that one may or may not be active right now. But anyways, welcome, and we appreciate you stopping in to check here in with us. And feel free to chat or drop a message in there if you have any comments. Even if you've got suggestions on what we're doing here, that would be fine as well. Of course, if you just rather lurk, that's good too. We're just happy to have anybody here who cares to join us. Thank you. My Savior comes again. To what do I owe the honor this day? Check out this queer leaflet. What is this? Blasphemous! These are not our teachings at all. This was not made by any true brother or sister of the order. Of that I can assure you. Come to think of it, weeks ago, the church was plagued by missing garments. Could someone be posing as a priest of the order to deceive the people? Well, let's see what Thancred has to say. The plot thickens, and our culprit pretends to be a priest to lend credence to his deception. There is no doubt an irony in there somewhere. But I suspect we have a worthy adversary on our hands. I shall consider how best to handle this. For now, tell Isambard what we have learned here. Posing as a priest? To think. These troubling notions aside, it is gratifying to finally be able to move this investigation forward. Thank you once again, Anne. I shall keep my ears and eyes open, now more than ever. And don't need any gear. We'll just take the money. Dressed to deceive. I'm afraid I have not seen any unusual activity, nor have any at this camp given me cause to doubt them. But unless we can identify the culprit, and soon, more innocents will fall victim. Do not despair just yet, my friend. An idea occurs to me. Our suspect has been posing as a priest, using leaflets bearing false promises to lure the poor. Let Anne and me serve like with like by posing as impoverished souls in need of succor. Ah, I dare to hope that this will yield us the answers we seek. It will be a dangerous undertaking, but you two are more than capable of looking after yourselves. I'm next to useless in a battle, but I can supply the garments for the disguise. These old tunics and slops should serve your needs, so long as you don't mind the smell and the stains. These will serve very well. You have my thanks. Listen, Anne, so as to lay the foundation for our little ploy, we must make it widely known that more vagrants have arrived at camp and are desperate for coin. To this end, I want you to don the old garments Isambard has lent us and beg for work around the camp. Before long, the false priest should catch wind and approach us. Okay. And let's see. Speak with the locals while garbed in the tunic and the slops. So let's put those on. There it is, weathered shepherd's tunic and weathered shepherd's slops. Now we can do it. And there's one up there. Oh, let's see what's going on with these guys. What is it? God, it's not again. Look, being poor doesn't give you the right to pester whomsoever you like. Why don't you keep with your own kind out by that muddy pond of yours at Drybone? Oh, that's very friendly of you. I preach the teachings of Azema, the warden. Hast thou come to partake of the honey of her wisdom? Azema is keeper of the sun and goddess of inquiry. All is laid bare beneath the light of her divine countenance. Open thy heart to this light, needy child, and thou shalt want for naught till the end of days. Greetings, good madam. Is there aught I might assist you with? Oh, I don't believe there is. I'm afraid our wares are very expensive. Mayhap you should rejoin your fellows out at the pond north of Sandgate. Okay. And you are... another refugee by the looks of you. The immortal flames have neither work nor coin for your like. Be gone, and see to it you don't make a nuisance of yourself. Well, and I was about to get to the good part. Looking for work, you say? Sorry, but we don't have any openings. Now get out of here so I can finish my story. Alright, so quite a few people know we're looking for something to do here. You have quite a knack for being a nuisance, Anne. The camp is abuzz with talk of newly arrived vagrants. And though we were unable to attract our wayward transgressor, we were able to learn that the poor have a commune by the pond north of Sandgate, to the east of here. The eyes of the authorities do not reach that place, rather ideal for spiriting away hapless souls. Let us go there and wait for the kindly priest to come and offer us aid and comfort. Needless to say, you'll need to remain in disguise. All right, we'll keep these old clothes on. All right. Got dressed up too, of course. A fine morning for catching false priests, wouldn't you say? You look absolutely smashing, Anne. Positively dressed for deception. All that's left, then, is to wait for our quarry to appear. Oh, you poor unfortunate souls. This is no way for men to live. No way at all. Who are you? What do you want? Be at ease, child, for I mean you no harm. I am a priest of the order of Nalthal, and I come to offer you succor. This leaflet bears the teachings of Nald. Trust to them, and they will surely set you free from the shackles of penury. A tempting offer, but I'm afraid I must decline. On account of that atrocious performance, you would have made a God's awful mummer, Ungust. What? How did you know? You bastards tricked me. Please don't hurt me. I was only doing it to protect my people. Is that so? Do continue. Very well. I'm a man of the Golden Bazaar, raised there, if not born. Some moons ago, the Amalja raids began. They would appear sudden as a sandstorm and plunder and pillage at will. Our defenders couldn't stand against them, few as they were. Everyone lived in fear. I wanted to save my people, but being a merchant was all I knew, and so I did the only thing a merchant could. I approached the Amalja in hopes of brokering a deal. In return for sparing the Golden Bazaar, they made demands, outrageous ones. Demands? Of what kind, pray tell? First of all, they wanted the schedule for crystal shipments from the Nanawa mines. For this, I bribed one of the workers to leak me the information. Next, they wanted me to bring them people, so I posed as a priest to lure in the vulnerable and give them over to the Amalja. I didn't have a choice. Protecting one's home is a noble thing, but at the cost of innocence? You could have sought the aid of the immortal flames, yet you did not. I suspect you are not telling me the full story. What made you sell out your own people? Speak! The was good. What did you say? The coin was good, I said. I could sell mole meat for a score of lifetimes and not see even a fraction of what the Amalja pay me. You sacrificed innocence so that you could line your own pockets? Words fail to express the contempt I feel for you. Spare me your contempt. If you want to blame someone for the mess the world's in, then blame yourselves or the gods. That sounds familiar from some other Final Fantasy titles. Not you again! Were you the one leaking the Immortal Flames patrol routes to the enemy as well? Spit it out. No, I know nothing about that. I swear it. At this stage, I'm rather disinclined to believe aught that leaves your mouth. But no matter, there'll be time enough to learn the truth. Anne, be a dear and take word of these developments to Minfilia, would you? I shall prize everything I can out of this filth. The abductees are still somewhere out there. Our foremost priority is to rescue them. Alright, so we need to speak with Minfilia out at the Waking Sands. We got these handy-dandy Vesper Bay Aetherite tickets. And I guess I can change back to my regular gear here. Another quest from them at some point. What level do we have to be? It says 15. Oh, it must be for crafters and gatherers. Let's do that. Go ahead and pick that up. Absolutely glamorous. Yeah. Thanks to yours truly, you have a basic understanding of glamours, yes? I also understand you're no stranger to crafting this and that by yourself. It so happens these skills can be applied to a singular cause. Would you be interested in helping to bring more glamour to the world? By that, I mean learning to make glamour prisms, either for personal use or to aid the aesthetically underprivileged. I will explain everything in due course, but there is something I need to prepare beforehand. Bring me some Othardian orange juice in the meantime, would you? Just ask Falkland, same as last time. Well, staring at me isn't going to get that orange juice poured any quicker. Hurry up, would you? Okay. Go get you some OJ. Sweargime still got you running errands then. And she wants Othardian orange juice this time. 12 preserve. Well, here it is. I think she and I need to have a little chat about her tab. This order alone costs more than some of our big drinking regulars spend in a whole night. You have my drink, I take it? Yeah, we got it. Now that's what I call orange juice. Eastern oranges have a better kick that truly invigorates the soul. All that jumping around almost made it go down the wrong way. Anyway, before we begin, I have a confession to make. To be perfectly frank, my expensive tastes in orange juice have to be paid for somehow. While my intentions are sincere, my reasons for helping you are not entirely altruistic. Pass this letter to Goberin the merchant, and he'll allow you to browse his Glamour Prism recipe tomes. If you buy any of them, he'll give me a cut of the profits. You'll have the knowledge you seek, and I'll have money for orange juice. What could be more piquant? I will also send word to my associate Wiscard in Revenant's Toll. We have a similar arrangement, and I'm sure you'll find his prices just as fair as Goberin's. You should start with Goberin, though, since his stall's right there by the Piste. Once you've read one of those books, you'll be able to make the prisms yourself and share the glory of glamours with the masses. Right, so we'll be able to make glamour prisms ourselves. When we get to the point where we want to do some fashion. I sense you come in pursuit of true elegance. And is that a letter of introduction peeking from your pocket? May I see it? Ah, so you are Swiergeim's protege, and you wish to produce glamour prisms, a noble endeavor. My selection of tomes, reserved for only the most deserving, are yours to peruse. Alright, purchase those master tomes. Let's see what you got. Gear that makes your current gear look invisible, so you don't see anything on you. We may come and get those later. Then there's our books for craftsmen. Go ahead and learn those so we can make prisms later. If we want to. For everyone except culinary. To the story. What do they give us here? Raving new depths. Hail, adventurer, you wear the expression of one who seeks new battlegrounds to hone your burgeoning skills. Do not ask how Netric knows, he simply knows. Now tell me, are you perchance familiar with the sunken Temple of Charn? I will not hold it against you if you are not. The ruins only surfaced when the calamity split the ground asunder, after all. Any road, it's a popular destination these days for adventurers looking for new frontiers to explore. If you're keen to join them, why not make the journey to southern Thanalan and visit the temple for yourself? What with the many dangers that lurk within, the immortal flames are keeping close watch over the place. But a Lalafell by the name of Babimu should be able to offer you passage. And there's some we can't get yet here. Let's see, don't need to speak to Tataru. And if you're just joining us, welcome. Glad to have you here. Feel like dropping a line in the chat, please do so. I'll be happy to answer any questions you have or comment if you'd like. I'm currently streaming on Twitch, YouTube, Facebook, Trovo, DLive, and if you don't want to say anything either, that's fine too. Just sit there and watch, and hope you enjoy things. And check out our schedule if it's on the platform you're viewing on. If not, you can go to www.zenlifeenterprises.com and check out our gaming stream schedule there. Thank you. Welcome back, Anne. I am pleased that you and Thancred have been getting along. I see. You have done well to uncover the truth. My thanks for the report. As Thancred said, we must ascertain where the abducted were taken, and none but the Amalja will know the answer. Suffice it to say, they will not willingly part with this information. I fear blood will be spilled before all is said and done. Life, materia, and everything, which will give us a weapons coffer. Though we seek a peaceful solution to the primal problem, we must needs be ready to fight for our cause. That you might take to the field suitably prepared, I would have you meet with a goblin acquaintance of mine. His name is Mutamix Bubblypots, and he is a scholar of no small repute. Mutamix is renowned for having introduced a revolutionary method of enhancing equipment to Eorzea. The knowledge of this method was once a closely guarded secret, but thanks to Mutamix and his students, it has now been disseminated to the great benefit of all the realm. It would serve you well to acquire an understanding of the process. For this purpose, I shall lend you a blade. Take it to Mutamix and bid him use it to demonstrate his craft to you. Mutamix is ever to be found at his camp in central Thanalan, a place known as the Bonfire. Look for a pillar of smoke and the way will become clear. Alright, we've been there before. We took our crafters there to learn some new useful actions. Alright, so we gotta head over to the Bonfire. A ticket, so we get there for free. All right. We've elected not to worry about all right now. This road to 80 buff that is present on this particular server has got us so over-leveled. Normally I would use those hunt log entries to keep us leveled up. Who is Uplander come to tempering of Mutamix Bubblypots? Fighty Tool drinks in airy self. When full of airy self, Fighty Tool changes to Stony Shine, name of Materia. Well, he's got the locals talking just like him now. If Materia join with other Fighty Tool, then Big eyes. Fighting tool gains power of airy self. Mutamix is reckoning that Uplander is friend of Minfilia. Might say that. Yes, tongue flaps reach ears of Mutamix with fastness. Minfilia wants Uplander to see power of materia. Uplander brings fighting tool to Mutamix, yes? Here you go. Fighting tool is unstrong and eating tool. Make good teachy show of power of materia. The Materia Master. Now eyes of Uplander point at Fighty Tool, yes? Materia join with Fighty Tool. Fighty Tool gains power of materia. Fighty Tool reborn. Here, Uplander take Fighty Tool to Minfilia. Materia, strictly speaking, is a kind of crystal. It is created by drawing out the etheric constituents from a piece of equipment and then crystallizing them. Not just any old equipment will serve, mind you. It must have sufficient spirit bond, that being a measure of how fully an item has been imbued with its owner's spirit. When you attach a piece of materia to gear, you imbue the host item with its power. That's how Master Mutamix turned that dagger of yours from summit as would have struggled to cut steak into a weapon worth wielding. Uplander wishes to be joiner of materia? Then Uplander best fill brain case with knowings of crafty making, which I've already done. With knowings of crafty making, Uplander can become joiner of materia. Yep, and I showed you earlier. If Uplander wants brain case to rattle with knowings of materia, Uplander best trade tongue flaps with learny ones of Mutamix. Alright. Let's see, anything new here? Don't see any new quests for us, so let's take that dagger back to Minfilia. Hello, Halatali. Hi there, adventurer. I'm Nedrick Ironheart. Yep, you told us last time. An explorer by trade and a scion by allegiance. And you, my friend, look to me, an adventurer in need of a challenge. I happen to know just the place that will offer it to you. Tucked away in a corner of eastern Thanalan lies Halatali, and it is there that you will find all the excitement you crave. The place boasts a storied history. It was built some 100 years past as a training ground for gladiators. The calamity laid ruin to it, though, as it did to most things. Now, Halatali is a shadow of its former self, but in the dark of that shadow lurk wild beasts, both bloodthirsty and beyond count. For one such as yourself, I dare say there is no place finer than Halatali to test your skill and refine your technique. Indeed, I've taken the liberty of passing your name along to the flames who oversee the place. Should you visit, speak with one Fafajoni near the entryway. Alright, roger that, buddy. Welcome back, Anne. I trust your visit to the bonfire proved fruitful. Here's your dagger. Ah, what a remarkable difference a single piece of materia can make. Granted, the skills needed to manipulate the substance are not easily acquired, but one need only look upon the results to realize such efforts are worthwhile. As I'm sure you're aware, the quality of one's equipment can be the difference between victory and defeat. Materia may well give you the edge you need, Anne, so make it your ally. Now, it is time we discuss the matter of your next mission. Pray speak with me when you are ready to begin. Another level. And let's see about that weapon coffer we got. Level 18. That probably won't be anything we use. I think our current weapon... Our current weapon we got from our job quest is already level 20. Alright. Lord of the Inferno. Get some Dawn wrist guards. Word has arrived from Thancred concerning our ongoing investigation. It appears he was able to extract some information from our friend Ungust, the false priest. He revealed that he is due to meet with the Amalja to discuss their dealings. The Immortal Flames believe that the meeting will present an ideal opportunity to ambush and capture the Amalja responsible for the abductions, and so they mean to have Ungust attend as planned. As the Amalja are anticipated to offer fierce resistance, the Immortal Flames have requested our support. I would have you provide it to them, Anne. Thancred is presently attending to another matter, but will join you as soon as he is able. Until such time as he does, you will be the Scion's sole representative on the ground. Before he left, he bade me tell you to save some for him. Such is his confidence in you, a confidence I share. When you have made ready, pray take yourself to Camp Drybone and report to the Flame Sergeant leading the mission. May you walk in the light of the crystal. Alright, so to Drybone. Got the quest we can complete out here too, it looks like. Ah, you're an adventurer of the Scions? My thanks for coming, friend. We're stronger for your assistance. Allow me to brief you on our mission. Our objective is to capture Amalja and prize from them the whereabouts of the abductees. The Lizardmen aren't aware that their man, Ungust, has been exposed. When they come to the rendezvous point to meet the traitor, we'll spring the trap. Owing to the clandestine nature of the mission, we can deploy only a small contingent. Every member must count, and so we requested the aid of the Scions. The rendezvous will take place at the Invisible City. Please make your way there and lie in wait. We stand to learn much and more of the Amalja plot if the mission succeeds, and let's make sure it does. Okay. So that's the other direction from the one we can complete. Let's go finish this one off first. If it is the halls of Halatali you seek, you need seek no further. Permit me to tell you something of this place. The name comes from an ancient tongue, Halatali, meaning the land of many shadows. It was here that our distant ancestors first settled and... Ah, you've not come all this way for a lesson in history. Shh, listen. Do you not hear the howls and growls? Do you not feel how they shake the very earth beneath you? Those sounds are the work of no wind, my friend, nor that rumbling the doing of any shadows. Those are the calls of Halatali. For now the beasts once kept for the Colosseum lurk here. And these are no gentle beasts broken by the hand of man. No, there are those within that even the might of the immortal flames cannot tame. From the look of you, you must be Anne. Aye, I've received word from Nedrick that you might be along. By his recommendation, I grant you leave to enter freely. I only pray you are able to find your way out. Gloves. Oh, yeah. We can use some more gloves, I think. One more magic defense. We'll get some spell speed with those. Maybe replace our existing gloves. So now we've got access to Halatali. Alright. And let's just port back on up here, save us some steps. Alright, let's head on over to the Invisible City. Kind of ask yourself, if it's Invisible City, how will you know when you got there, huh? Alright, another glowing event point. Alright, I guess we're going to get into another battle. See, capping us off at level 24, it looks like. There he is. Is the bait in place? Our man is in position, sir. Good. We make our move as soon as the Amalja appear. Yes, sir. Those are some big boys. What is the meaning of this? Wait, something's amiss. I'm afraid your little ambush ends here. I eluded the immortal flame's clutches for moons before finally being caught. Did you not wonder how I managed it? 'Twas almost as if someone was feeding him information from the inside. Aye, your every movement was known to me ahead of time. Now, as much as I'd love to chat a while, I have appointments to keep. They're all yours. Put up your weapon or your comrade's a dead man. Behind you! Bring her. The rest of you, march. Traitorous scum. All right. Looks like we're somewhere else now. I fear the Amalja mean to give us to their god as an offering If I must die, then let me die a soldier's death, with steel in hand. Bowl of Embers. Good, that's a duty support also, so we don't have to worry about waiting for a queue on this one. Let's see. Here we go. We will get another Thaumaturge for damage dealer here, along with our tank and healer. Lord of the Inferno, hearken to our plea. Lord of the Inferno, deliver us from our misery. O mighty Ifrit, Lord of the Inferno, your humble servants beseech you, grace us with your divine presence. O mighty Ifrit, we bring before you ignorant savages who know not your Godhead. If it please you, Lord, scorch their heathen souls with your cleansing flame and mark them as your own. Bloody hells! Bring those two as well. What's going on? This ain't what we agreed. None but servants of Lord Ifrit may behold the rite of summoning. The souls of unbelievers are forfeit. No! Spare me, I beg you. Pitiful children of man, by my breath I claim you. Arise once more as my loyal minions, feed my flames with your faith, and all who stand against us shall burn. O mighty Ifrit, my one true God. Your words are my bread. Impossible! By what sorcery do you resist my master's will? Could it be your soul already belongs to another? Yes, that is the only explanation. Forsooth, thy frail mortal frame can serve as vessel to the blessing of but one. Yet I smell not the taint of another upon thee. The truth of thine allegiance waxeth clear. Thou art of the godless blessed's number. The paragons warned of thine abhorrent kind. Thine existence is not to be suffered. Get in there and do something. careful there, Mr. You don't want to be getting caught too on the road. We didn't damage it enough. Maybe if I'd paid attention to Menphilia and put some materia in my gear, increased damage a little bit, that might have gotten that nail down a little better, a little faster. Who knows? Pray forgive my lateness. I was delayed by a congregation of Amalja zealots. I swear, each seemed more evangelical than the last. Persistent lot. Phew. I see the blood sworn wasted no time extracting the captives, no less than I'd expect from the Flame General's hand-picked men. As for those two, it is fair to say their hardships have only just begun. They have much to answer for. I feel I owe you an apology, Anne. Had I known this mission would prove so dangerous, I would never have left you to face it alone. You have been given a veritable baptism of fire. That's okay. But let us continue this conversation in more agreeable surrounds. Camp Drybone, shall we say? This way, sir. So that was the mighty Ifrit. And what a disappointment he was. The readings are nowhere near what I had anticipated, even taking Ul'Dan interference into account. You should know better than to rely upon 5-year-old data left by the 7th Legion. Nor can we expect any form of support from the motherland, given the troubles at court. We have only ourselves to rely upon. Ever the pessimist, my dear Livia. Promise me you'll never change. We've wasted enough time here. That meter of yours is too old to give any reading worth a damn. Not that there was aught worth a damn for it to read, but I take your point. I suppose we must content ourselves with the knowledge that we've achieved our primary objective. Yet I find that I am troubled by that adventurer's unexpected show of strength. Could such a foe prove a hindrance to our plans? Perhaps, but that is a consideration for another time. You have been given a task. That is your priority. I suggest you treat it as such. Fail to do as my lord commands, and I will spare him the trouble of punishing you. With allies like that, beware a woman in love. I shall need to be on my best behavior. Made it through our first super boss fight there. Ah, there you are, Anne. Come, rest a while. You'll have no better opportunity. After witnessing their god's ignominious defeat, the Amalja will be less inclined to risk our wrath, for a time at least. Now, where were we? Ah, yes, I was in the process of apologizing. I do hope you can forgive me. I arrived too late to be of any use, to you or the abductees. They may be whole of body, but the same cannot be said of their minds. For once a man is tempered, but it ill suits me to dwell on the negatives. Amidst all our misfortunes, there is still reason to rejoice. Ifrit is slain, and by your hand no less. That is the deed of no ordinary individual, Anne. Not that I ever thought you were ordinary. On the contrary, I have long suspected that you have the potential to shape the fate of this realm. What can I say? My fine eye for talent remains undimmed. Minfilia will be proud beyond all reckoning when she hears of your deeds. I trust you shan't object to my bearing the tidings to her. That way I can claim to have contributed something to this mission. You, meanwhile, have earned yourself a rest. Take some time to relax and return to the waking sands when you are good and ready. We can discuss matters in more detail then. Just don't take too long, will you? The realm's problems won't solve themselves. Back to the waking sands. And if you're just joining me, I appreciate it. Thank you for dropping in here. We just finished our first big boss battle. We fought Ifrit. And now we're continuing the story. We're not skipping anything in the story. We're even taking on some of the important side quests to unlock things as we go along. I'm also leveling crafters and gatherers with the story at various points once we get some experience behind us. And trying to keep our crafters and gatherers leveled as well. They're currently at 15 or so, and once we get through the story a little bit more, we'll run them up to 20 or 25 along with us. Our current job is way over leveled due to this road to 80 buff that's on this particular server, but the story level at this point is only about level 20. Ah, the triumphant hero returns. Thancred told us the news upon his arrival. He is presently in the Solar, giving a full report to Lady Minfilia. You should join them at once. Lady Minfilia is most eager to see you. My late arrival nearly cost Anne her life. I wasn't there when the Amalja took her prisoner, and I wasn't there when they served her to Ifrit. Yes, by some miracle she survived, but that does not excuse the fact that she should never have had to face such dangers alone. I failed her utterly. Just as I'm failing you all. What's done is done, Thancred. You can ill blame yourself for every... Anne, it is so good to see you again. Impeccable timing, my friend. I had just finished regaling Minfilia with your heroic exploits. Thancred has told me everything. You have done well to return to us. The perils you faced were undeniably great, yet a part of me believes that I had no cause to fear, and now we can put paid to our long investigation. As we suspected, the Amalja undertook both the robbery and the abductions with the aim of summoning their primal Ifrit. Nor is this tale limited to Ul'dah. Similar incidents have been rife in both Limsa and Gridania of late. I dare say you've been curious as to how these crimes are linked to the primals. Permit me to explain. Having manifested in the physical realm, primals must consume ether if they are to maintain their presence here, and the stronger they become, the more ether they require. Now, ether exists throughout creation. It flows through all life and permeates the very air that we breathe. Alas, this alone will not suffice to sustain the likes of Ifrit. Nay, he and his kind require a more concentrated source of ether, crystals. It is for this reason that incidents involving crystals can often be traced back to a primal. Which leaves us with the why of the abductions. To understand this, you must first understand how primals are born. When all is well with the world, primals possess no physical form. Their essence is dispersed across the great river of ether. However, when the world is plunged into chaos, those who worship the primals cry out to their gods for deliverance from suffering. These cries serve as a beacon toward which a primal's essence is irresistibly drawn. It is this coming together, or etheric coalescence, which grants the being's physical form. Once born, a primal gains strength from its followers' worship. The more numerous and fervent they are, the more powerful their god becomes. But the primals are seldom satisfied with such reverence as their adherents freely give, and in order to gain more power, they do not scruple to create followers. They do this by tempering mortals, a process to which you yourself were subjected. Yet, even as Ifrit took your comrades in his thrall, you alone remained unaffected. This is thanks to the power you possess, the Echo. And I had some duty support fellows who just magically showed up, so I guess they weren't affected either. We know not the why of it, but those blessed with the Echo are immune to primal influence. It is as though a greater power protects us. When first you came to us, I told you that the Echo would be instrumental in dealing with the primal threat. I trust you now begin to see why. The recent incidents all share a common trait: meticulous planning. Such elaborate designs are a new development, and one which fills me with an unshakable sense of foreboding. While I share your concern, my presiding feeling is one of relief at your safe return. The immortal flames assured me that they will deal with the aftermath, so you need not concern yourself with that. We may rest easy for a time. I suggest you take full advantage of the respite, Anne. You may be sure it won't last long. Once the people learn the identity of the hero who felled Ifrit, I fear you will have nary a moment to yourself. Whether she intended to or no, Menphilia neglected to tell you something I think it would be best you heard from one of us. It concerns the tempered abductees that were rescued. I am sorry to report that all are to be put to death, the flames with whom you were imprisoned included. Needless to say, this information must not be made known to the public. I swear to you that we would not do this if there were any other recourse. But once a man is tempered, he is tempered for life. His very existence lends strength to the primal whom he cannot choose but worship. And so we scions continue our fight, that no more innocents need be sacrificed. I hope that you will continue to stand with us, Anne. But I should be going. I must offer my apologies to the Flame General for the losses his people suffered. Till next time. Gods forgive me. How many more lives? Louisoix would never have allowed this to happen. I have to do better. I have to be stronger. Dawn Wrist Guard. Yep, they get on there. That'll be something new. A hero in the making. Until not so very long ago, you were but one of the many adventurers seeking to make their way in Eorzea. But for your character and courage, you were raised to the esteemed post of envoy. Thereafter, you traveled the realm, aiding those in need without thought of reward, confirming to Thancred that the Scions would benefit from your aid. And no sooner had you joined us than you personally bested the primal Ifrit. You have achieved a great deal in a short time and won fame in doing so. Alas, fame does not come without a price, as you will soon discover. We have guests, Anne, or rather, you have guests. Beg pardons. Ah, Lady Minfilia, radiant as always. I am given to understand that the Scions of the Seventh Dawn have but recently welcomed a new hero into their midst. I am here on behalf of the Maelstrom, Grand Company of Limsalomensa, to offer said hero a place of honor within our ranks. As you can see, Anne, your recent exploits have garnered you the attentions of the Grand Companies of Eorzea. Each organization would have Ifrit's bane for its own. To this end, all three have sent officers to court you. They would not ordinarily go to such lengths to enlist a new recruit. That they have is evidence of their high regard for you. I find myself wondering how word of Anne's deeds spread so quickly. That the immortal flame should know of her triumph is to be expected, but what of the other grand companies? Yep. Your reputation precedes you, Mistress Adventurer. 'Tis no ordinary woman who can face a primal and emerge the victor. The Order of the Twin Adder has need of valiant women such as you. Join your strength to ours, friend, and together let us ensure that peace ever reigns over the Twelveswood. What a pleasure it is to finally meet you, Mistress Adventurer. My comrades speak of you in the most glowing terms. Why, even before you aided us against the Amalja and their dread primal, yours was already a respected name in Ul'dah. Our people know you and love you well. A woman of your talent belongs with the immortal flames. Join your strength to ours, friend, and together let us secure a prosperous future for Ul'dah. The Admiral was not exaggerating when she said you have the look of a hero. Full often does she speak of you, friend. It is only natural that we should want you for the Maelstrom. Join your strength to ours, and together let us see the grand vessel of Limsalomensa to the shores of glory. I'm left speechless. Lady Minfilia. Very well. Though I am quite sure you need no reminding, mayhap a brief summary of the situation would help to clarify your thoughts on this matter. As you know, the Grand Companies are all-encompassing organizations empowered to call upon the martial, economic, and technological resources of their respective city-states in times of strife. There are presently 3 such organizations in Eorzea: the Maelstrom of Limsalomensa, the Order of the Twin Adder of Gridania, and the Immortal Flames of Ul'dah. Serving a Grand Company means serving the nation to which it belongs. You will be charged with its defense and tasked with advancing its cause. In return for your faithful service, you will be furnished with various rewards, some of which may well prove useful to you in your other endeavors. If you are agonizing over which of the Grand Companies best deserves your loyalty, be at ease. The commitment you make this day need not be permanent. Should you wish to shift your allegiance at a later date, you are entitled to do so. And yet, I concede that it is no small choice you face. A thought occurs to me. You will, of course, recall that the 3 city-states are planning to hold remembrance services. Well, as part of the proceedings, I am given to understand that the leader of each grand company will deliver an address. Hearing these addresses ought to help you make an informed decision. What say you, my dear officers? A fine suggestion. You are as wise as you are beautiful, my lady. Very well, let Anne hear our leader speak, then return here with her decision. We eagerly await your answer. And I guess they're going to stand there until I visit all 3 places and whatever. I know full well that adventurers are by their nature a liberty-loving breed and not best suited to the discipline of military service, but I strongly urge you to join a grand company nonetheless. While the promise of reward is enticing in itself, it is not the only benefit. You are possessed of great power, Anne, and with it you are capable of doing untold good, yet know that great power is wont to attract attention, not all of it friendly. There will be those who wish you ill, and you must needs be on the lookout for them. Yet, however vigilant you are but one woman in the midst of a grand company. However, you will be one woman amongst many, a friend amongst friends. Your achievements will be shared, and so will the danger. I can think of no better arrangement. Of course, joining one organization need not mean leaving another. I hope that we can continue to rely upon your aid. The 12 know that we will have need of it in the days ahead. The grand companies seek to protect their own nations. We Scions, on the other hand, seek to preserve the future of Eorzea as a whole. Similar, yet not quite the same. Now then, I expect that you will be afield more often in the future. As such, I would have you carry this link pearl with you at all times. It will allow us to stay in touch regardless of location. Eorzea is changing, Anne, and you have the power to help shape it anew. None can say what the morrow will bring, but so long as we believe in ourselves, there is naught we cannot achieve. Now, it is time you made ready for your journey. Before you depart, be sure to speak to Tataru. She will apprise you as to where and when the remembrance services are due to take place. All right. So if you're just joining us, we just recently smacked down our first primal, Ifrit, and now the grand companies are wanting us to join them. So we're going to go see what we need to do to join a grand company here. Menphilly has just filled us in, and I'm streaming on Twitch, YouTube, Facebook, Trovo, DLive. So if you would like to check me out on a different platform, that's fine. Wherever you're at, we certainly welcome your viewing. Feel free to drop a comment in the chat if you'd like. Of course, if you just like to sit there and lurk for a while, that's fine as well. We're welcome to have you. You are welcome to be here. Let's see, Tataru. I'm sorry about all the attention you're getting, Anne. I might have sung your praises a little too loudly, and often, to a few too many people. Next time I'll be sure to hold my tongue, literally if necessary. Anyway, I expect you want to know where and when the remembrance services are taking place. If all goes to plan, Gridania's Grand Company, the Order of the Twin Adder, will hold the first of the 3 services, and Elder Seedseer Can Isena will deliver her address at Miketo's Amphitheater. I should probably mention at this point that due to the organizational challenges involved in assembling all of the involved parties, it's possible that the order of the services might change. Still, there's not much we can do about that, so make Gridania your first port of call. Next, you'll need to go to Ul'dah, where Flame General Ralban al-Din will be addressing the masses at the Royal Promenade. Oh, and it's rumored that there's to be a special guest. How exciting! Last but not least, you must make your way to the stateroom in Limsa, where Maelstrom Chief Admiral Merlwyb Blufuswin will be giving her address. The room is accessible via the Admiral's lift. Identify yourself to the sentry Xanthale and he will admit you. Got all that? Well, off you go then. I hope you find the Remembrance services suitably educational. I suggest visiting the city-states in my prescribed order, though with your record of impeccable timing and luck, the schedule may well change in favor of your preferred travel plans. Farewell. Alright, well let's see. Let's go there. Off to Gridania. Miketo's Amphitheater.
I lost my son to the calamity.
The 3 Seedseers are all together.
Some say you couldn't take a step without stumbling over a body. Our forebears were once strangers in the Twelveswood. Fearful of the Green Wrath, they hid themselves in the dark recesses of the earth. Yet they dreamed of basking in the dappled sunlight of the forest. Through great effort, they proved their worth to the elementals, and were granted a place beneath the boughs. So it was that Gridania was born, some 5 centuries ago. Working hand in hand, the Hure and the Elysian settlers sowed the seeds of our civilization, and soon they were joined by folk of all races. So nourished by the waters of unity, and blessed by the light of the matron, Gridania flourished into the great nation it is today.
Do you see the Gridanian standard? There, hanging behind the Elder Seedseer. The entwined serpents represent the unity between Hure and Elysian. An elegant symbol, do you not agree?
In accordance with the will of the elementals, we have embraced a life of peace. Alas, our neighbors have not always sought the same for themselves, nor for us. Though we Gridanians have no love for war, we have still less for those who would threaten our way of life. Ever have we fought to protect the sanctity of the Twelveswood. When the Garlean Empire brought its war of conquest to Eorzea, we rallied under the noble standard of the Twin Adder that we might push back the encroaching darkness. And it was we who prepared the ground for the reformation of the Eorzean Alliance, that all the peoples of this realm might stand united against the common threat. "5 years ago, the Alliance met the armies of the Empire upon the fields of Carteneau. It would prove the bloodiest battle in recent memory. countless Gridanian lives were lost. As Supreme Commander of the Order of the Twin Adder, ever shall I bear the weight of our people's sacrifice. Alas, their loss was not the only tragedy to befall us that day, for soon came the calamity. The scars borne by our forest are a constant reminder of its violence. Our lives have been irrevocably changed, each waking hour a struggle to survive. Driven to desperation, some among us have strayed from the path of righteousness, resorting to banditry, poaching, and other unconscionable deeds. To compound our woes, the Ixal have returned in force, emboldened by our suffering. They test our defenses nigh without cease, and prey upon the vulnerable. So beleaguered from within and without, it is of little wonder that our unity now falters. Dark times are upon us.
Time was a man could walk the high roads without fear.
On this day, 5 years ago, countless Eorzeans laid down their lives that we might behold another dawn. Please join with me in honoring their memory.
And how do you propose to honor the memory of those you cannot remember, pray tell?
The destruction wrought by the calamity was indiscriminate. It dealt death to Eorzean and Garlean alike. Yet while we have labored to rebuild our homes, to rebuild our lives, the Empire has set about raising steel fortresses here in the Twelveswood. Let none be mistaken. The Garleans remain the greatest threat to our survival. If we are to stand against them, we must remember what it is to be united. Our many troubles blind us to the woes of our fellow man. Thence is harmony lost. Yet harmony is the founding principle of Gridania. We are gathered here to honor the fallen. Let them be honored not only in word and thought, but through concerted action. I bid you, join hands with me once more beneath the Twin Adder standard. And together, let us heal the forest's wounds, that our progeny might live in harmony beneath these ancient boughs. For serenity, purity, and sanctity, we must think of the children.
Woods will be done.
It's up to us to protect the forest. All the elementals!
If you'll permit me, Alfie no. And my sister, Alize, at your service. I saw at a glance that you were a fellow traveler. You might call us students of history, sampling the realm's remembrances in pursuit of enlightenment.
The Gridanians are unfortunate enough to have to contend with two beast tribes. The Ixal are unquestionably the more troublesome, being of a naturally warlike disposition and want to summon their bloodthirsty primal Garuda. The Sylphs, by contrast, are peaceful in nature, being mischievous rather than malevolent, and have long been on friendly terms with the Gridanians, until recently at least. Alas, they have grown aloof, a change observed at roughly the time they summoned the primal Rama. The Gridanians have no love for war, and they consider open conflict a last resort. Though they clash with the Ixal ever more regularly, you may be assured that they do so in self-defense. As for the Sylphs, they are as yet bound by a peace treaty, though one wonders how long it will be before it is broken. The Twelveswood was grievously wounded during the calamity, leaving Gridania vulnerable to attack. The people are hopeful that restoring the wood, and thereby the power of the elementals, will put an end to their woes. Yet how long will that take? Centuries, I'd wager. Meanwhile, the Ixal will continue their incursions, spurred on by Garuda and her insatiable appetite for destruction. Whether the Gridanians like it or not, sooner or later it will come to all-out war, and when it does, the Order of the Twin Adder will need all the help it can muster. How valuable might the aid of a capable adventurer prove to them then? Well, thanks for your thoughts, Alfino. Next, we will go to Ul'dah.
Behold, 'tis the Sultana Nanama herself!
And Roban as well!
Hark you, souls of flame, drawn to the bosom of the desert, where the fire burns brightest and shall rage forevermore. Hurrah! Rauban! Where since antiquity, under the sage and judicious rule of the Ur dynasty, we have brought sand into gold. Where by the grace and glory of Naldal have our brave sons and daughters flourished and prospered. I speak of Ul'dah!
There, at the Flame General's back flies the Grand Company's standard. Note the sigil. The golden scales of order balance the jewel of prosperity with the flame of might.
Great and many are the gifts our nation has given the realm. In Eorzea's darkest hour, on the killing fields of Cartano, none spent more in blood and gold than we. Thus was the 7th Imperial Legion laid low.
So that's how it happened. How soon history forgets.
Yet many left our gates, never to return. Let us pray for our absent brothers and sisters, that they might know happiness in the great beyond, as Thal's honored guests. If the fates were fair, the price we paid that day would have bought us victory. Alas, they are not. And now, but 5 years into this 7th Umbral era, the spirit of sacrifice which granted us our strength is all but dead. Look around you. What do you see? A people divided, downtrodden and enthralled. Where are the merciful alms of the rich? Where is the just steel of the righteous? I ask you, is this the great nation our brothers and sisters gave their lives to save? You who call this living, dishonor the name of the immortal flames. It is but a slow death. Our enemies surround us. The savage hordes of the Amalja wait beside our roads, strangling the lifelines of trade. Meanwhile, the Garleans make mock of our borders and despoil our land of its natural wealth. We stand on a precipice, yet we do not act. Whether trader or soldier, monetarist or royalist, all must recognize that a divided Ul'dah stands to fall. Victory and fortune walk hand in hand. Ye who seek glory and wealth, look not to what little you can snatch from your neighbor, but to the boundless wealth of the world beyond. Now is the time to unite. Now is the time to ride forth. In the name of the Sultana, I beseech you, line not your own coffers, but those of the immortal flames. Seek not to prosper from Ul'dah, but to restore her to prosperity. As the realm prospers, so shall Ul'dah. As Ul'dah prospers, so shall her people.
Ja for Ul'dah!
Together we are one.
Your Grace.
Raban? People of Ul'dah, I, Nanamo, 17th in the line of Ul, address you. Much has been made of the wealth of Ul'dah. Yet those who measure that wealth in coins and carats are gravely deceived. For the true wealth of Ul'dah lies in the health, happiness, and hopes of her people. Beloved subjects, I bid you raise aloft the torch of Ul'dah, that her flames might serve as a beacon for all Eorzea to see.
Long live Nanamo!
Glory to the Sultana!
For victory and fortune, stride fearless into the inferno, for we are by fire reborn!
Well, that's good, because I just took a toasting from Ifrit, so I hope so.
Forsooth!
The time is now!
I fancy meeting you again.
Yeah, what are you guys doing here? The Uldans have a long history of conflict with the Amalja, the beast tribe that worships the primal Ifrit. Judging by your look of distaste, I take it you have encountered them. The Uldans do not shy from confrontation. If aught threatens their precious prosperity, they will seek to crush it. So have they dealt with Ifrit thus far, smothering his flames each time he is stoked to life. Yet he is but one of several problems. Though they have been quiet these past 5 years, the Garleans have not gone away. Meanwhile, refugees continue to arrive in droves, and Ul'dah has no clear policy on how to deal with them. After all, not even the Sultanate's coffers are bottomless, and even assuming they had the coin, resources will ever be finite. Which brings me back to the subject of Ifrit. It has been observed that the Amalja are summoning him with ever-increasing frequency. Every time they do so, the Uldans send their forces to smite the primal, and though they invariably succeed, each victory is bought with blood. It is a war of attrition which they cannot well sustain. Small wonder, then, that the immortal flames are eager to recruit more members. At such a desperate hour, an adventurer of your experience would be a most welcome addition to their ranks. For their sake, I hope that the Flame General's words struck a chord with you. Limsa Lominsa. Yeah, we got a free company invite. Looks like. We might as well join them. They may give us some perks that we could make use of at some point. Quickly say hi to them. Alright, so let's go do this. Check things out here. Here to attend the remembrance service? Be quick, the Admiral is due to give her address at any moment.
The Garleans are another matter altogether.
So much for our alliance.
It's sunk beyond the seabed.
Brothers and sisters of the sea, hearken unto me. Look upon this, our mighty crimson standard, and tell me your hearts do not swell with pride. "700 summers have come and gone since our forefathers first ran aground in this fertile bay. In that time, guided by the Mother of Oceans, Limsa Lominsa has grown from humble fishing village to uncontested ruler of the 5 seas and beyond.
Did you look as the Admiral bid you? It is a rather stirring standard, I must say. The crimson field is meant to signify the blood of fallen crewmates, while the black longship represents a pirate vessel.
When the Garlean Empire marched upon Eorzea, we assembled beneath the Maelstrom standard, and our grand company was reborn. All answered the call, from the Knights of the Barracuda to Hilthier's bloody executioners, and together we met our would-be conquerors upon the field of Cartino. That day, the world bore witness to the united strength of Limsa Lominsa. I swear to you no army ever fought harder or with more courage, yet many of ours did not survive. Join me now in remembering those who fought in the name of freedom and fell. May their souls be returned to the sea.
Freedom. Yes, they have always been rather fond of their freedom. Much as the beast tribes have. Small wonder. Beneath the surface, one would struggle to tell them apart.
Interesting observation there.
It has been 5 long years since the calamity struck. 5 long years of tireless rebuilding. Yet still the wounds of the calamity fester and weep. But when I stand atop the mizzenmast and gaze out upon our battered and broken vessel, I see an undying spirit. Did we not build all this from the wreck of the Galadian all those centuries ago? Shall we not do so again? Yet there are those who would see this ship of ours sink beneath the waves of the restless Rotano. The Sahagin creep ashore seeking blood for their accursed god.
Those fishback
The Sahagin
bastards.
have risen?
While the mines of Ogomero spew forth kobolds who push ever south, despoiling our lands as they go. These savage beast tribes will be the first waves to crash against our creaking hull. And behind them swells the grim tide of the Garlean Empire. Even now the Curs fly their flags within our borders. Doubt not, but that they will be upon us ere long. We are well nigh surrounded. Yet there are those among us who would rather turn their swords against their crewmates than our cannons against our foes. How can we hope to repel our many enemies when mutiny breeds below deck?
It looks like Minfilia secretly attending, perhaps. I don't know.
There is but one course left to us. One bearing that will bring us victory over the beast hordes and the Empire both, and see this ship safe to port. We must mend the rift the Calamity has reopened twixt pirate and maelstrom, and stand fast with our adventurer brothers against the coming tempest. Mark ye well, a crew without unity is no crew at all. 'Tis but a mass of drowned men. To me, then, brothers and sisters of the sea, gather beneath the undying crimson standard, and pledge me your strength, your skill, your wisdom. And with the guidance of the navigator, this great vessel of ours shall ride the waves, till sea swallows all.
Till sea swallows all.
Long live the Admiral! Remove them!
Gather the lads!
Oh, where's me cutlass?
I'll follow ye to the seven hells, Admiral!
Fancy meeting you again.
Oh, yeah. Hey there, Canro210. Thanks for dropping in again today. I appreciate that. Oh, thanks for the donation. Thank you very much. We fought our first primal earlier. We're moving on now. It looks like we're about to join a grand company here. So just sit back, relax. If you got any comments, by all means, drop it in the chat. I'll be happy to respond when I'm able to. As the Admiral mentioned in her address, Limsa Lominsa is plagued by two beast tribes. The first are the fish-like Sahagin, worshippers of the primal Leviathan. The second are the kobolds, who dwell beneath the earth and take the primal Titan for their god. As if the beast tribe's presence weren't troublesome enough, the Garleans have also chosen to erect a fortress right in the Lominsans' backyard. And that is to say naught of internal strife. As a nation of pirates, there is no end to the blood feuds between the various factions, and while they fight amongst themselves, the Garleans whet their blades and watch. If the Lominsans are to have any hope of withstanding the Empire, they must first resolve their own affairs. Differences must be set aside, and the primal threat dealt with once and for all. To this end, I expect that they will soon take decisive action against the beast tribes. Mark my words, the Maelstrom Standard will be drenched a deeper shade of crimson ere long. That a capable adventurer like you would be a valuable addition to their crew is beyond question. And this is Minfilia. You are well, I hope. Would I be correct in thinking that the final remembrance service has now concluded? A moment ago, you say. What a coincidence. Well, so I guess that wasn't her attending. Jesting aside, I trust you remember our guests from the Grand Companies. Well, delighted though we are to have them here at the Waking Sands, it would not do to keep them in suspense any longer than necessary. In short, hurry back! Alright, well, let's go join the Grand Company then. Report back to the Waking Sands. It's nice they started giving those Vesper Bay Aetheryte tickets. You used to have to port to Horizon and run back here. Very time consuming. Welcome back, Anne. Were the Grand Company leader's words as illuminating as you had hoped? Aye, each nation is beset with problems. I trust you see now why your services are in such demand. Would that there were more of you, Anne. Well, I suspect there are, probably millions of, at least hundreds of thousands of other adventurers out there. But you must be tired from your journey. Why don't you rest a while and take a moment to reflect on your decision? Once your mind is made up, pray give the Grand Company officers your answer.
The gods only know what Grand Company our adventurer friend will keep. The wheels of change are in motion regardless.
Brother, are you certain this course is best?
Whatever do you mean, dear sister?
The so-called remembrance ceremonies were little more than standard waving rallies. As though the Calamity and Seventh Umbral era warranted scarcely a mention.
Well, of course they were standard waving rallies. Since you are so observant, mayhap you noticed what mention was made of the Warriors of Light? None.
Well, that's true.
I suppose they must have forgotten the heroes who spared Eorzea a fate worse than the Calamity? No, dear Alizé, they haven't forgotten these details. They have elected to omit them. Deep are the wounds the Calamity inflicted upon Eorzea. So deep, in fact, that the realm still bleeds. Needless to say, the beast tribes and their primals do little to alleviate the pain. So, the task of salving Eorzea's wounds falls to the scions of the Seventh Dawn, with a little help from our friends, the Grand Companies. Remembrance will yield no remedy. If our world is to heal, we must put the horrors of the Calamity behind us.
Grandfather would never entrust the fate of the realm to despots who rewrite history to their convenience. There must be another way to cure what ails this world, and I need to find it.
You are most welcome to try. Our paths may differ, but our destination is the same. In time, I dare say we will see eye to eye.
I should hope so.
My lady!
We are to escort you!
Hope does not come into it. We share the burden of this fate, dear sister, and will prevail together or not at all. The salve will serve not only to close up our present wounds, but prevent old ones from opening anew.
And one thing that came to me here, I'm probably late to the party on this thought, but they make mention of the Seventh Umbral era, and after going through the game and some of the lore a bit, through various other means, they've got you've got Astral and Umbral. Astral comes first, I believe. So like there would have been the first astral era, then the first umbral era, then the second astral era, the second umbral era. So if you count it out, the seventh umbral era is actually number 14. And this is Final Fantasy 14, so duh. But anyways, like I said, I'm probably late to the party on realizing that, but you know, that's the way this old brain happens to work sometimes. Alright, so I am actually going to choose my starting city's grand company, which would be the Flames, just because I find it convenient. I'll be able to visit the grand company back in Ul'dah, as well as my main job here for the near term anyways, being a thaumaturge there. Welcome back, adventurer. I take it General Ralban's words kindled a fire within you. Yes, I will join the immortal flames. Excellent. I feared that the incident with the traitor may have soured your opinion of us. It gladdens me to see that isn't the case. But before we can count you as one of our own, you must be formally inducted into our ranks. Please proceed to the Hall of Flames and identify yourself to the personnel officer. I will notify him of your coming. With your strength joined to ours, we shall surely prevail over our enemies, be they beastmen or Imperials. Alright. So let's head over there. Like that's going to be up here. What brings you to the Hall of Flames this evening, adventurer? My name is an adventurer. I believe you are expecting me. Ah, I thought as much. You are just as our man at the Waking Sands described. It is an honor to meet you, madam. Now, in order to formalize your... Sir! Speak, Private. Imperials, sir. They fired on a High Wind Skyways airship. Scouts say she's coming down to the west near Horizon's Edge. Bloody hells of all the times for this to happen. And there's no time for formalities. The Immortal Flames need your help now. We're in the midst of a large-scale operation against the Amalja, and we have no one to spare in Western Thanalan. You must get to that ship before the Garleans do. If there are any survivors, see that they do not come to further harm. Now go! Aye, aye. Alright, head to Horizon's Edge and determine the fate of the airship and its crew. We've just gone out the gate. Run a little ways. This looks a little closer to Horizon. Another glowing event point here, it looks like. See, capping us off at 24, it looks like. Whoops. An adventurer? What are you doing out here? No, wait. Let's find some cover first. The Immortal Flame sent you. How do I know you're not an Imperial spy? You don't even have a uniform. Are you all right, sir? Our scouts reported the attack on your craft. We've come to rescue you. An adventurer, yes? Glad to have you with us. There you go, big boy. I hope that's proof enough for you. I have not seen a craft of this design before. The trader Garland has been busy. The secrets of Magitech are ours by right. They are not to be squandered upon the savages of this land. We are taking this craft back to the fortress. Dismantle it if you must, and bring the engineer. Someone must pay for Garland's crimes. They mean to take the ship back to Castrum Meridianum, along with your friend. Wedge, you have to help him. That fool of a Lalafell was hiding inside the tiny Bronco. Nice looking ship, though not the best place to have taken shelter, I agree. It's the first airship we've built since the Calamity. The first since Master Garland, well, since he went missing. After years of work, she was finally ready for her first test flight. And she was soaring, she really was, till those bastards blasted her out of the sky. We attack on my command. Kill them quickly and save the Lalafell if possible. Is that clear, Anne? Yep. Show them what becomes of those who play with fire. Charge! We're under attack. To arms! Sleep Biggs! Wedge, you shouldn't have stayed with the ship. That was a close one. Too damn close. So, how's she look anyway? The auxiliary propeller is a dead loss, but I think we can wring enough thrust from the main propeller to get us airborne. A few minor modifications and we should be able to fly the tiny Bronco home. The Imperials will come looking for their scouts, but we can defend this position until the engineers leave. You should go, Anne. You still have unfinished business to attend to at the Hall of Flames. You're not quite one of us yet, though anyone who'd seen you in action today would be forgiven for thinking otherwise. I, just wanted to say sorry. You know, for calling you an Imperial spy and all that. Got that one wrong, didn't I? Haha. Seriously, though, if it hadn't been for you and the Immortal Flames lads there, we'd be chained up in a dungeon by now. I'm in your debt, friend. We both are. Wedge. Thank you. We're very grateful. Alright, so back to the Hall of Flames. Welcome back, Anne. Word of your deeds in the field reached me not long ago. Exemplary service. Rest assured that the Garland Iron Works engineers are fine. They were able to get their vessel back in the air before Imperial reinforcements arrived. Your willingness to assist us on such short notice is to be commended. Clearly, your reputation is well deserved. Now then, I believe we have some unfinished business. Shall we continue from where we left off and induct you into the Immortal Flames? Getting some soot black dye. Are you ready, Anne? Then let us begin. An adventurer, you stand poised to enter a sacred trust. The flames of Ul'dah burn bright, casting light where there is dark and purging evil wheresoever it lurks. We are ever ready to meet the nation's enemies in battle, be they beastmen, Garleans, or worse. And at a word from Flame General Ralban al-Din, we would gladly lay down our lives to maintain the peace and prosperity of Ul'dah. To join our ranks, you must forsake all other nations. Only then may you commit yourself to the fire and be reborn as an immortal flame. Burn as one of us, an adventurer, and together we shall chase the darkness from Ul'dah. Will you swear an oath to mark this occasion? Let's see. I don't use a sword. I will follow the Flame General unto death. Ha! The Flame General would lead the van in every battle if he could. 'Twouldn't surprise me if you had the chance to fight by his side one day. Very well, your resolve is plain. An adventurer, I hereby confer upon you the rank of Flame Private 3rd Class. Welcome to the Immortal Flames, Private. May you fight to the last for coin and country. Can you hear me, Anne? This is Minfilia. An officer of the Immortal Flames contacted me with news of your enlistment. My congratulations, Private Adventurer. I have no doubt that you are eager to make the acquaintance of your new comrades, but I would ask that you pay a visit to your old ones first. Remember, though you are now a Flame of Ul'dah, you are no less a scion. Pray, return to the Waking Sands at your earliest convenience. There are some friends here whom I would very much like you to meet. We shall be waiting. It seems your presence is required elsewhere. But before you leave, perhaps you could find a moment to speak with Commander Swift. He is not one to see new recruits go into the field unprepared. Get the quest, My Little Chocobo. We have to do that so that we can proceed. Let's get that started. My Little Chocobo. Private adventurer, yes? A moment of your time, if you please. You wish to carry out your duties swiftly, do you not? Well then, perhaps you should get yourself a Chocobo. If you're interested, the Immortal Flames will furnish you with one. It's not a complex process, but it does require some paperwork. First, speak with the quartermaster to obtain a Flame Chocobo issuance. You'll need to exchange company seals in order to do so. Once you've received your issuance, show it to Mimigun by the Gate of Nald. He'll be the one to furnish you with a bird. What's this other one? Pup no longer. Private Adventurer, I have been keeping a close eye on you of late. Your efforts on behalf of Ul'dah do us all proud. Hasn't been long, but thanks. Yes, I understand now what the Flame General saw in you. It would not be an understatement to say that the future of our grand company is riding on your capable shoulders. And yet, it is also clear to me that you have only begun to tap into the depths of your potential. Your flame burns strong, but it may yet grow stronger. Yes, I would see you become a blazing inferno that reduces all that oppose Ul'dah into smoldering embers. It is with such hopes that I have made arrangements for you to receive training at the Wolf's Den, a proving ground established by the Eorzean Alliance for the training of Grand Company recruits. Mayhap you are familiar with it? That look in your eye tells me you are eager to take the road. I knew I had not misjudged you. The Wolf's Den is to be found just off the shores of Lanaska. The ferry at the Moravi dry docks in Lower Lanaska will grant you passage there. Upon your arrival, seek out Storm Captain Berkoya Lotuslin. I have already taken the liberty of submitting a letter of recommendation on your behalf. that anytime soon. Let's hide that one from our list up there. We're not going to get distracted with that right now. And let's see, we need to go talk to the Chocobo guy. Oh, we should do this too. It could happen to you. Do be careful with those. Break anything and I shall be forced to deduct it from your salary. Beg pardon? What is my loyal manservant carrying? Why, a not-so-small fortune in prizes, ably won by yours truly in the gold saucer. All right, gold saucer. You have heard of the gold saucer. Nay, ye gads, woman, you might at least try to keep up with the times. It's only the Sultan's newest and finest place of entertainment. Thrill to the sight of majestic birds roaring down the straits at the Chocobo races. Pit your wits against your peers at the triple triad tables. At the Gold Saucer, one can do all this and more, and if you know what you're about, you'll walk out a wealthier woman than you entered. If there's a better place to shake off one's cares after a grueling day of promenading, I've never heard of it. Did I mention the prizes? Ah, but I dare say you'd rather discover them for yourself. Yes, I'll wager you're wondering just how in Thal's good name you can experience the wonders of the Gold Saucer firsthand. Am I right or am I right? Ha! I thought as much. Well, since this has been my lucky day, I don't see why it shouldn't be yours too. I just so happen to have a spare golden airship ticket, you see. Consider it a gift from me to you, milady. Just show that ticket to the fine lady over at the landing, and you'll have a seat on the next airship bound for revelry and riches. Be fairly warned, though, you may expect no mercy from me should our paths cross at the triple triad tables. Nay, not so much as an once. Ha ha! Alright, let's continue on to our Chocobo guy here. So yeah, we need to get that, we need to get the Flame Chocobo issuance. Alright, well let's head over to the Waking Sands. And he said we need to get us some Grand Company seals. Welcome back, Anne. Lady Minfilia awaits you within. Here we go. We got some flame seals from completing this. Welcome back. It seems you wasted no time putting your skills to work. How do I know? Why, the recruitment officer called to regale me with the tale of your heroics. The pride in his voice was palpable. We Scions are truly fortunate to have you with us, Anne. Now, when we last spoke, I said that I wanted you to meet some friends, did I not? Well, I neglected to mention that you have already met. Tataru, please show them in. This way, sirs. Thanks again for getting us out of that mess. We owe you our lives. But I don't think we've properly introduced ourselves. I'm Biggs. And I'm... Godsman, spit it out, will you? Wedge, at your service. I am pleased to say that Biggs and Wedge will be staying with us for a while. Magitech-driven contraptions such as airships grow ever more vital to the city-states of Eorzea, As a neutral party, I was judged that we scions should serve as the keepers of this technology. Of course, for this we needed the knowledge of experts, and so we requested the assistance of Garland Ironworks, who very kindly sent us 2 of their finest engineers. Our happy family continues to grow. On behalf of the Scions, I bid you welcome to the Waking Sands. Like every soul here, I love Eorzea, and I count myself blessed to have been given this chance to stand with you all and fight for the future of the realm. Never have I known such fulfillment, such happiness. Self-management.
Now, having set aside the formalities, we have a favor to ask of you. Urianger, have the documents arrived from the students of Baldessian?
Aye, my lady. They arrived but recently.
We have conducted a study at the behest of the Order of the Twin Adder. Papalimo, Ida, a synopsis if you would.
Our task was to survey the behavior of the Sylphs, a beast tribe indigenous to the Twelveswood.
Oh, how to describe them. They look like gizzle-greens, floating ones, that worship the primal Ramu.
Ahem. Though technically a beast tribe, Sylphs are blessed with a comparatively personable demeanor, conducive to peaceful communication.
Offering us an invaluable opportunity to learn what the beast tribes know of the primals.
While Ramu's existence is well documented, the Sylphs do not, or perhaps cannot, summon the primal any longer, insofar as can be ascertained. Until such time as we know, it would be unwise to assume that the threat posed by the primal has passed.
Which leaves Gridania with the added worry of not knowing what they should be worrying about.
In that regard, they are hardly alone. What we can say with absolute certainty is that Gridania has its hands full fending off Garuda, who, I need hardly remind you, is among the most savage and terrible of all known primals.
In short, it is essential that we approach the Sylphs in as diplomatic a manner as possible. Words and actions can be misconstrued. The only sure way to communicate our intentions is the echo. Winning the Sylphs' favor may well bring us a step closer to mitigating the threat of the primals. Will you help us?
That's affirmative.
I am grateful.
Lovely. Well, as much as I'd like to help, I'm afraid I would be of little use to anyone in Gridania. A veritable babe in the woods. Ida and Papalimo, however, should be able to see the forest for the trees. Is that not so, Minfilia?
Indeed. You are willing?
Leave it to me.
Us, Ida, us!
So then we have to head to the Adder's Nest for that one, but first let's go back to Ul'dah. We should be able to do the Chocobo quest now. And we need a Chocobo issuance. Back up here to headquarters. Flame Quartermaster here, which we can use to get. Let's see, there it is. Flame Chocobo issuance. We just happened to get 300 from that quest, which is nice and convenient. I don't know if they always did that, but made it easy for us to get what we need. Now we can go and speak with the Chocobo guy. Want a bird issued, you say? Then I'll need to see your flame Chocobo issuance. Here you go. Yes, everything appears to be in order. A moment, please. I'll be right back with your Chocobo. And here he is. The fellow has been in high spirits the past few bells. He must have sensed that his master was coming. Now then, to make it official, you'll want to give your noble steed a name. Quee! Alright, I guess since we started with the generic adventurer name here, let's start with the generic Chocobo name. I wonder. Will they let us just call him Chocobo like he's already called? Nope, can't do that. Just call him Choco. Alright, I guess he likes that one. I dare say he likes his name. Here is your very own Chocobo whistle. Simply blow into it and your feathered friend will come bounding to your side. But do forgive him if he doesn't respond when summoned in crowded city areas or monster-infested lairs. Chocobos are stout-hearted creatures, but they have their limits. And lastly, I present you with your Chocobo rider's license, as is required by law. And that concludes all the formalities. I wish you and your Chocobo long years of fulfilling companionship. Alright, so now we can ride things. And let's see, I'm going to set up my mount. And we'll just ride the Chocobo. I'm going to, let's see, put it on my crossbar so it's convenient, at least until, unless we end up filling up things. I'm also going to drag it down here to the 0 spot here on my hotbar. Also for my crafters and gatherers, in case I go outside for my crafters. So we're going to put that there as well. Alright, yeah, I ended up extracting materia from gear, and so I've got to update the gear settings. guys. I'll just run through in a minute. I need to focus on one thing at a time here for now. Gatherers. Make use of that. I'll put them there. Alright, so now let's get all of our gear sets updated there. Already did that one. Carpenter, really? Yep. Alright, so we need to go to the airship landing for this other one. And yeah, we are at level 20 and our gear is not quite up to par right now. 18 Vanguard. Our earring's good. So maybe next time we will try our hand at crafting some stuff for use, perhaps. I don't know, we'll see. Anyhow, let's see, I can go to the airship landing this way. This is the reception desk for flights bound for the Manderville Gold Saucer. Before proceeding, I must ask that you submit your ticket for inspection. You do have a ticket, yes? Why, yes. Yes, I do. It appears that everything is in order. An airship will be departing shortly before the next bell. Shall I reserve a seat for you? Yes. Access to that. And let's see, I'm not going to do anything quest related here. Gold saucer. I'm just going to go grab this main etherite that's here. shard that's on the way, it looks like. And at some point we may come back and go through attuning to all the Ethernet shards, and play some games or do something. But not today. There we go. Now our next stop is at the Adder's Nest. What I think I need to do, I'm going to head back to the Old Dog for the moment. I got access to retainers, and I haven't done anything with those yet. I might as well set them up so I can start selling things, make a little bit of extra cash. I wanted to point out something here. Anybody who's checking out the live stream or watching the video later, I ended up getting 1 million gil here. And you know, I went back through the videos and discovered that when I went into Tamtera Deepcroft, I only had like 18,000 gil at that point. And all through the dungeon, still had 18,000 gil. And as soon as I hit exit to come out of the Deepcroft for that part of the story, once I got out, all of a sudden I had an extra 1 million gil, and I had no idea how that happened. I sent a message to Square Enix support to let them know about that, because I don't want them thinking I'm receiving gil, you know, illegally from anybody in there. So maybe there's a problem with that, and I haven't heard back from them yet. They may just let it go, but you know, I also might be short this million gil at some point, so I'm going to be careful that I don't overspend, just in case they want to deduct it from my character for whatever reason. Greetings, I take it you have come to see me about a retainer. Yes, I will hire a retainer here in Bulldog. According to your record, you may have up to 5. Normally it's 3. My account, years ago, I bought the extra 2 retainers. That's why you see that. Currently, you have no retainers in your employ. While customizing the retainer, unable to communicate. Alright, so let's create one. I guess we'll just make like a random one. Let's see. Oh, let's make a Vera boy here.
Mm-hmm.
So where's the randomize here? Maybe it's next.
Mm-hmm.
There it is. Randomize appearance. We're just gonna roll the dice, and we're gonna accept whatever comes up first. All right, so that's who it's gonna be. Nope, not gonna save that. I can think of several retainers that are exactly as described. All right. If you would be so kind as to state a preference, it would be most helpful. Let's see. Polite, rough, serious, carefree, independent, lively. Take a lively one. Very well. I have just the individual in mind. When summoned, this retainer will greet you just so. You have my ear, my lady. Both of them, in fact. And when dismissed, this retainer will bid you farewell just so. Nothing else? Then I shall be hopping along. I love it how they tailor it to whatever race you happen to pick for them. Guess I'll hire this one. It's also customary to give a retainer an appellation of one's own making, a nickname as it were. We find this deepens the bond between our clients and their retainers. Yeah, let's see. I'm going to be boring. And we'll just call him Retainer 1. Oh, it's not available. Okay, I guess we can't have anything with that name in there, or somebody else's been equally boring as I am. Let's see. Let's come up with a theme here. Selling stuff more. There we go. Now in my employ. Alright, and we'll head to Limsa and make one there as well. We can maybe make another one here. And let's see, this time let's make a Catboy. And same thing, we're going to randomize, drum roll, and that's who we're sticking with. Oh, don't cancel. There we go. Don't need to save it, finalize. And we'll make them polite. Your service, madam. Thy will be done. We'll hire that one. Stuff too. One more for like the standard 3 that you might get. And let's see, let's make a hero boy here. And that's who we got. Him carefree. Yes? I hope this doesn't take long. Well, it's about time. Goodbye. Selling stuff 3. Alright, so we got that done. We've got 3 retainers. They're all in Ul'dah currently, but maybe we'll move them around later. Alright, over at the Adder's Nest. Never ignored a summons before. Beg your pardon, madam, but would you be willing to aid a fellow adventurer? It's about my retainer. She hasn't returned from her latest venture to 9 Ivies, and I fear something terrible may have happened. I would track her down myself if I could, but I've an important appointment I must needs keep. Mayhap you could go and search in my stead? Sure, we'll do that whenever we have. There's some others inside, which probably let's see what they are. Names. The house that Death built? No, so you want to be an archer. We know far too little of the sylphs to lay any worthwhile plans. You must call upon the Scions once more if we are to... beg pardons. 'Tis a terrible habit of mine to think aloud. But tell me, what brings you to the Adder's Nest? There are a couple I have not accepted yet. And if we get here, we got Fire 3. Alright. I'll want that there, I believe. So just take a look here. Let's see, which one? Level 25. Okay, I've got my level 25 quest ready to be done there. And 30, and 35. So maybe we'll get to knock that out next time. If we get our story up high enough, we just don't want to worry about too much of this unless we're comparably leveled. Alright, we come in peace. Level 20 quest. Hail, adventurer, I bid you welcome to the Adder's Nest. Do you seek to entwine your destiny with the twin adder? Good day, Commander. Sorry to disappoint you, but other business brings us here today. Ida and Papa Emo, always a pleasure to see the two of you. My men tell me you quest in the name of the Scions of late. Quite so, Commander. A little bird told us that the twin adder was in need of our adventuring prowess. Aye, your little bird sings true. No doubt you've heard that we're investigating the Sylphs, that curious beast tribe that calls the depths of the Twelveswood home. The Sylphs are, for the most part, a peaceable bunch, much to the delight of the elder Seedseer, who has no desire to see her people embroiled in yet another fruitless war. The twin adder is of the same mind, and 'tis precisely for this reason that the Sylph's relation to the primal Rama has raised a flag of warning amongst our ranks. Friendly as they may appear, beastmen will be beastmen. Should there be even a sliver of a chance that the summoning of the primal might disturb the balance between Gridania and the Sylphic tribes, it is a possibility we cannot ignore. Better to be safe than sorry, indeed. Do we strike at Rama, or leave the Sylphs to their own ways? That is the question, yet I find myself lacking ample knowledge to arrive at an answer. Opinions abound within Gridania, but to listen only to one's own is among the greatest mistakes a commander can make. I would hear from the other side, the Sylphs themselves, and seek an impartial party to serve as my liaison. That is where you Scions come in. The Sylphs of Little Solace remain untempered, and have held many a productive dialogue with our people. I would hear their candid thoughts on their tempered brethren. That said, I urge you to exercise due caution. Sylphic tradition and etiquette bear little resemblance to our own. It would not do to have any cross-cultural faux pas get in the way of a productive parley. En route to Little Solace, you will come upon the Hawthorn Hut. Our officer stationed there can enlighten you as to how to win the Sylph's favor. May your expedition be a worthwhile one. A friendly palaver with the Sylphs? This should be a pleasant enough diversion. The Hawthorn Hut, was it? Why, I believe the ferry departing from West Shore Pier should take us straight there. A friendly palaver, indeed. I hope this will be as straightforward as you say, Papa Emo. We shall see. We shall see. And let's see, we will stop here for today, and maybe next time I will work on crafting a bit, get some high quality gear for our job as it is now, continue on with the story. So anyways, thank you for stopping in today and checking out the stream. I hope you'll do again tomorrow. I've started broadcasting Saturday now. I've been normally broadcasting Sunday, Tuesday, and Thursday only, but now I've expanded that schedule to Sunday, Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday. So I've got both days on the weekend streaming now. And I may pick other times during the day, since this particular time is very, very, very early for North America and that part of the world. If I can get more in the afternoon, perhaps, might do that as well. But looking for followers all around the world. So just trying to pick some times that will work for most folks. Anyways, have a great day or afternoon or evening wherever you are, and we hope to see you next time. Bye-bye.